Hey everyone, welcome to the Devil May Cry 5 collab with PGR. So we're going to be doing the collab story, Lamento di Phantasma. I don't know how many parts there is because I don't really see the number of parts that it usually would tell you in a story like in the bottom left corner. So that's very interesting. That's not telling you how many parts there will be in the story, but oh well, we're gonna see it together. So I am going to be reading the story. I don't know, I feel like this might be voiced, but we'll see. If it's not voiced, don't expect me to be perfect with the dubbing, with male characters and everything. So let's go ahead and get started. So we get first part, mediocre. The recording switch. Here, maybe. Here, maybe? Oh, it's already on. The man in the frame walks to the office chair and lowers himself into it. He tugs at his lab coat, tightening it around his gaunt frame like a shroud. I'm Thomas Hill. From now on, I'll... Realizing his voice is tight with excitement, he licks his lips, hesitates briefly, and then grabs the glass of water from the desk and downs it in one go. Okay, that's a little knuckle, like, kind of creeped out a little bit. From now on, I'll be recording my experiment logs on video. So, experiment log entry A0001. Knuckle, he kind of looks a little creepy with that smell. I don't know. The man leans toward the camera, his face slightly warped up by the wide-angle lens. His eyes burn with an unnatural intensity, their gleam cutting through the pixelated haze of the screen, bright, almost feverish. Researcher, Thomas Hill. I don't even know how to describe what I'm feeling right now. This is such a crucial opportunity. I must succeed. The man rises from his chair and slowly approaches a cylindrical chamber nearby. Perched atop a pedestal within the chamber rests a shard resembling nothing more than an ordinary stone one might find along any roadside. But Thomas knows the infinite possibilities harbored within this shard, all because it comes from the Hetero Tower. Oh gosh, I don't even want to deal with that again. Ugh, the Hetero Tower always brings nothing but bad news, not gonna lie. I will reverse everything. His voice is firm, devout as a prayer. Recording begins. Experiment log entry. He gets a slow spin in his office chair, letting his body settle naturally against the backrest. Guess I should make future logs more formal. My mentor always stressed the importance of rigor. Back to the topic. Experiment log entry A0014. Researcher, Thomas Hill. The 14th experiment has concluded. Still no progress, as expected. This is just a brief darkness before dawn. The situation will improve soon. Experiment log entry B5042. Researcher, Thomas Hill. No progress in the experiment. What is he even doing? Like, what kind of experiment is he doing? He runs a hand over the rough stubble shadowing his chin, his voice low and grave. No time to waste. I still have much to do. Judging from the experiment, I feel like it's going to be bad because it has to do with the Hetero Tower, so. Experiment log entry C251. Researcher, Thomas Hale. The man sits in silence for a long while. The quiet grows heavy, thickening the air while it feels as though he might drown in it. Another failed experiment. I was prepared for this, but... He throws himself back into the stagnant waters of silence. Thomas picks up the stack of experimental data from the table beside him, scanning the numbers once more, though he's always checked in countless times. The Gibbs variables, power output, conversion results, the Zhang function. I don't understand. Why can't I get the expected outcome in practice when using the value obtained by reversing the formula? Is the formula wrong? No, the formula is correct. But no, this is wrong. Completely wrong. He throws the papers violently to the ground, fingers raking through his unkempt hair in desperation. The hetero tower defies everything we thought was possible. I was fooled to trust those old theories. I mean, yeah, that's, but then you shouldn't really get involved. The hetero tower is just way too dangerous. Those so-called wise predecessors were nothing but a bunch of mediocrities. Oh gosh, that's a creepy face. Dominic was nothing special after all. Oh my god, that face. That face is really creepy. I'm going to drive a new formula. Time will be mine to command. After reaching this conclusion, Thomas silently rises and turns off the camera. Experiment log entry C 1564. Researcher Thomas Hill. Failed again. The camera flickers on for a moment, then off again. That's just really creepy. Oh my god, this man. Experiment log entry C 1677. Failed. Experiment log entry C 1754. Failed. Oh my goodness, that's a lot of entries. Experiment log entry C 2065. Failed. Experiment log entry C 2480. Failed. 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 Wow, okay. Failing way too much? What's going on? Failed, failed, failed. Okay, I'm just gonna skip this one. Experiment log entry E 32. Researcher. Ha! Who else but a lunatic like me would do these experiments? No one else? Because, no results? Like, what are you doing? Just let it go. You also a self-depreciating and deprecating chuckle. I have an idea. It's risky, but I want to give it a try. If my mentor knew what I was thinking, she'd be furious. But in the end, someone mediocre like me can only resort to this kind of method. His words gradually fade away, yet his bloodshot eyes glimmer with the ghost of a smile. I feel like this is just talking about how, you know, the boss thing. I think he is the boss. That's what I'm guessing. His thoughts drift back to long ago, when he wore not the white coat of an experienced researcher, but the humble garb of a still green student. During a tranquil afternoon in the academic building, Thomas clutches his papers and eases open an office door with cautious hands. He isn't sure if the occupant is resting or even wants to be disturbed, so he holds his breath and steps inside on white feet. There, behind a broad expanse of her desk, sits his mentor, Miss Valentina. She seems in a trance, her gaze lost in the depths of a photograph. Thomas' gaze unconsciously follows his mentor's, landing on that group of photo of 4 people. He recognizes only 2, his mentor and herself, and Miss Schwartz. Oh wow, okay, so those 4 people, I forgot his name, the third person, and then the brother of Ku. Yeah, that's about it. And yes, I forgot also the name of the brother of Ku. Honestly, it's been so long, you know, with the lore and everything, that I kind of forgot, and you know, I guess maybe almost all of the NPCs' names. So, the remaining 2, one is a kind-faced middle-aged man, and the other a young person from Kolong. Something about the scene holds Thomas transfixed. An indescribable tension hangs between them like an invisible wall, making him hesitate to interrupt Valentina and pull her back to reality. But Valentina notices him anyway. Curious? Sorry? Thomas doesn't respond right away, taking a moment to realize Valentina's talking about the people in the photo. Who are those people? They are the people who changed this world. Compared to them, most people in this world are just mediocre, myself included. You're being too modest, Miss Valentina. The director of the Science Council could never be considered mediocre. Valentina chuckles at his words and lays her hand on the young man, her voice tinged with melancholy. How am I not mediocre? Thomas shakes his head, as if trying to dislodge the memories. His gaze falls to the paper strewn across the floor, and he squeezes his eyes in English. You're right, Miss Valentina. How am I not mediocre? Only now does he understand what his mentor meant by mediocre, and the torment of being mediocre. Crimson alarm streaked throughout the laboratory, wrenching Thomas awake from unconsciousness, who finds his body sprawled on the floor. Oh? As he tries to piece together the last moments, a knife sharp headache splits his skull, scattering his thoughts. Oh, ugh. In his days, he only recalls a few blurry fragments. Oh, jeez. Okay, that's creepy. Space splintering like glass, a deafening explosion, and laughter, cold, mocking, cruel. Humans. What is happening? Wind screams past his ears, and as the man suddenly understands, he's falling from the sky. Whoa, okay, that's something you don't see every day. With no time to question why he's here, the man reacts on instinct. Crimson energy crackles around him, searching for his body as swirling red particles engulf his form. Ooh, cool! In an instant, his figure twists and expands until a red demon looms in air, his massive wings beating to steady descent. Boom. I heard in the game, I don't think I think you see that form in story mode, I believe, but it doesn't go to gameplay. So that's interesting. The ground trembles as he lands, dust billowing around him. Then, just as quickly, the red demon shifts back to his human form. The white-haired man in the red coat surveys his surroundings, only to be met with the bleak expanse of a desolated ruins. What the hell is this place? At sun ruins on the surface, a white-haired man in a dark blue coat with green patterns also turns his gaze towards the ruins, where red glowing mechanoids approach ominously. The commotion of the landing has attracted the attention of these corrupted. Interesting.